once again, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time joining me today. Hi, my name is Hannah. I make a lot of different videos here on YouTube. Sometimes they're story times like today, and sometimes they're haul videos, just random videos, tattoo videos, whatever. So if you are new, I do encourage you to check out all the different playlists that I have on my channel. There's a lot of a variety of things, so I like to believe that there's something for everybody here, but who knows, you can decide for yourself. Without further ado, let's jump right into this story time video that y'all requested. So if you're a returning viewer, then you do know that I just put in my 2 weeks, and well, I didn't just put in my 2 weeks, but I just finished my 2 weeks working at the high-end jewelry store where I did work. And y'all were wanting some stories about, the way that I quit, my other, not employees, my other coworkers, the boss, stuff like that. So this video is just going to be the story of how I quit this job and how awkward and weird it was. So that's what this story is. I'm sure you can tell if you read the title, but if you're not familiar with this kind of series that I have going about this job, definitely do check out my Story Times playlist and my Jennifer series playlist. Definitely check those out if you're new here. But for my returning people, fellas, I don't want to call y'all fans because that's weird, but for my returning fellas, let's get into this story. So I knew since Christmas, since I got that $50 whopping Christmas bonus, I pretty much knew that I was going to be quitting. That wasn't the main reason, but it was, a deciding factor. So the way that I ended up quitting was one weekend, the boss was very, very sick. He had just gotten back from a trip across the country, and he kind of got a little bit of like traveling sickness, traveling flu, whatever. So he was a little sick when he got home, and he wasn't there for a full weekend while I was, working. I worked on the weekends. So I was going to put in my 2 weeks that weekend, but he wasn't there. I wanted to do it in person, but I needed to go ahead and put in my 2 weeks because of everything that I had coming up. Like, the wedding, we're taking a trip to Biloxi, we're going to go on our honeymoon to Europe. Like, it's just a whole thing. So, I wanted to go ahead and get my 2 weeks in before that so that I would have plenty of time to, finish up my 2 weeks and move on with my life. So because he wasn't there that weekend, it would kind of mess things up with everything that we had going on if I didn't go ahead and put in my 2 weeks. So it's not that I wanted to email him my 2 weeks, it's just that he was not there. So basically what happened is the last day that I worked that weekend, which is Saturday, I sent him an email, and it was a very, very polite email. I may insert it in this video so you guys can see. I don't know. But anyway, I sent him this really polite, really professional email, thanking him for the experience and everything, just because I don't want to end things on a really bad note with him, So I sent him that email, whatever. I was expecting probably an email back, or expecting to have to talk to him about it when I got back the next weekend to work. So I was like, whatever. The entire week, there's just dead silence. No email. He never texted me. He never called me. Nothing. No reply to this email. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he was still sick. Maybe he was out part of this week too. I don't know. So I text my coworker, Elizabeth, and I'm like, hey, Elizabeth, this is the situation. Have you heard him say anything about it? Have you heard him talking to anybody else about it? Like, does he even know? Like, did he read the email? And she replied to me super fast, and she was like, yeah, girl, he did see it. I heard him talking to the jeweler about it and all this stuff, and he was talking to the office manager about it. So like, yeah, he knows. It's kind of weird that he didn't email you back or whatever. But me and her both know that he doesn't like me or her. So whatever. I kind of was like, okay, well, at least he read it, at least I don't have to be like, hey, did you get my email? Because like, yeah, girl, he got your email. So that was really, really strange, but I still expected him to talk to me about it the next weekend when I came into work. That next weekend I come in, he doesn't say a word to me about it. Nobody else says anything about it except for the office manager. She's like, I'm gonna miss you. Nobody says anything about it that weekend, really. And it was so strange. Like, he was talking to me, the owner was talking to me more friendly and having more conversations with me than before I put in my 2 weeks. So I'm like, are you that glad that I'm leaving, or just do you not care? Like, I don't understand, but whatever. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he's just not going to talk to me about it until it's my final 2 days. So, nothing happened, no email back, no reply for that first week after I sent the email. No conversation about it, nothing, not a word about it that next weekend when I worked. So flash forward to the next weekend, which is the last 2 days that I'm working at this store. I'm expecting him to say, on my last day, hey, thank you so much for your help. We'll miss you, yada, yada, yada. The stuff that you normally say to an employee who's leaving your very small business. But whatever. Nothing happened. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't say anything to anybody else. My coworkers were all like hugging me and being like, oh, we'll miss you so much. I hate that you're leaving, all this stuff. The stuff that people normally say when you leave a job, especially when you're as close as we all were, because it's such a tight-knit group. Like, you just become like almost like family with your coworkers. Obviously not Jennifer, because Jennifer, we all know about Jennifer. I love all these girls to death. But, we were all like hugging and saying bye and all this stuff. And like, he was hearing it, he was seeing it, but he chose not to interact or say anything at all. So he never once acknowledged that I was leaving this job. Never. Not even like, kiss my ass, bye, whatever, go to hell. Nothing like that. No, I just worked my final 2 weeks and he never said anything. Not a thank you, not a go to hell, neither. It was just nothing, which is by far the strangest thing I've ever experienced, because at every job, at least, a manager or somebody was like, well, we hate to see you go. Hope, good luck with your future endeavors, whatever. But I guess he's not that kind of guy. Okay, guys, so I forgot to mention this when I was filming at first, but now thinking about it, the owner was literally holding interviews for my job on my last day of work. So I know that he knew. Like, I know that was like, obviously, that I'm leaving. You're hiring people to fill my position, whatever. But the crazy part is, he always would be mean to and pick on me and Elizabeth because we're the 2 youngest. Every single person that he interviewed was a young woman, like definitely below the age of 25. So it's like, if you don't like us being the 2 youngest people, why are you continuously hiring young people and wanting young people? It doesn't make sense to me. This guy is just insane to me. And what was really the icing on the cake is, okay, this is like a mini story time within a story time, but my very last day when we were packing up all the jewelry at the end of the day, these 2 people come in, or they come to the door and they knock on the door because the door is locked. And we have everything picked up except for 1 case of jewelry. That's not very much. And the owner chooses to let them inside. Well, apparently he had been working with them on a special order or something for a while, so he just took care of them at the counter. So me and Elizabeth and Ashley are all picking up like all of his cases and everything that, he didn't have the chance to pick up. We picked that stuff up and we were ready to leave, because that was the same day as the Mardi Gras parade. I had friends coming over that night to celebrate Mardi Gras with us. So like, we were ready to leave and we closed down a little bit early. So we weren't, and also we wanted to beat the traffic, because if you get stuck in Mardi Gras traffic, you won't understand if you're not from Louisiana, but if you get stuck in Mardi Gras traffic, you basically can just kiss the rest of your night goodbye, because you're going to be stuck behind everything. And the store is in the middle of the parade circuit for the Mardi Gras parade in our city. So I was just like, yeah, no, I'm packing all this stuff up and we're leaving, you know, like, yeah, I'm sad it's my last day to work with these amazing women, but I'm not staying here and getting stuck in traffic when I have to go a city over just to get home. Yeah, no thanks. I'm not trying to do that. So anyway, we packed everything up and we left. Like when we left, he was still wrapping up with the customers, but we had everything put away. The only thing we didn't do is put the actual boxes of jewelry, the totes of jewelry, into the safe because we can't pick them up. The totes of jewelry are so heavy that we can't pick them up and put them in the safe. Usually it's the owner and the jeweler who do that. So we didn't think anything of just leaving him to do that because he didn't have to pick anything up. All he had to do was put it in the safe and leave, you know? So whatever. I didn't think anything else about it. I had a great time with my friends that night. Sunday was a great day. And then on Monday, I get put into a group text with Ashley and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth's like, oh man, you can't even believe what the owner told me this morning. And I'm like, what did he say? And she's like, well, you know, I got to work bright and early. First time I've been early in like 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah. So she's like, well, he is in a bad mood, obviously. So I asked him, you know, what's wrong? You know, did something happen? Is the jeweler okay? All this kind of stuff. And he's like, well, I'm just pissed off at you and Ashley and Hannah because y'all left me with that customer the other night and all the boxes not put up. So you better not ever do that again because I'm pissed off at y'all. And I'm just like, why would I care if he's pissed off at me? I don't work there anymore. The only time I have to see him again is when I go and get my final paycheck this Tuesday. I am not worried about him and his bitter, angry ass. I am not. I'm so sorry about it. I'm not concerned one bit. So I just think it's weird and kind of like petty how he did not acknowledge that I was leaving at all, but still let me work my 2 weeks. Like usually if somebody's that upset or that petty, they'll just be like, nah, you don't even have to do your 2 weeks, which apparently it's very rare for him to allow people to do their 2 weeks. So I don't know why he continued to let me do it. Maybe it's because I only worked Friday and Saturday every week. I don't know. But it was really weird and I'm really, really glad to be out of there. But yeah, that is this story. He is petty. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me again today. Leave me a like if you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe because I make new videos every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.